got a message from my new dude. Where you at? Question my blues, clues. I sat in the house and he said come through. I jumped in the car and it was zoom, zoom. I think I pulled up too soon. I just sent a message saying, give me.
What is up? I think I'm gonna make this the beginning. First I was like, no, we're gonna make the intro when your hair and everything is already done. But I'm like, I don't know. So I'm gonna make this intro and then I'll probably make the other intro, and then who knows, knowing me, I'll upload them both in the video. But welcome back. As you can see, my hair is a hot goddamn mess. I have not done my hair in weeks, and I was saying to myself, there's a couple of reasons why I haven't done my hair, but part of the reason also was because I was saying I need to do a micro link update for you guys. So excuse the flares from the lights. My camera is tilted up, and yeah, it's doing that thing. So, but I haven't done my hair in weeks. I probably only straightened it like twice recently. Mostly I just brush it into a ponytail and then I go. But before I do any brushing and all that stuff, I just want to show you guys. All right, so we see my hair, and remember I have in a texture release, and it's probably been, I think I did the texture release back in, wow, October. I think I did it. So October, November, December, January. Whew, it's been some time since I did the texture release. So I don't know if we can really see the new growth. It's kind of really hard to see my new growth because when I pull my hair back, it stretches my hair. So you can't really see, like, I don't know. Can you see the difference between my roots and my ends? And this is with me not having straightened my hair in a while. So what I can tell though, well, probably because I haven't been combing my hair, I'll show you guys in the back, but y'all can see. Ah, there we go. Can we see this? I know this is terrible. I really need to be doing this on a white background. Actually, I should turn this around and do it on a white background, but it's too late. We're already in it. So let me see if I can show you guys. Let me stand up. Use the pants. I didn't want to put my jeans on yet, but this is where we are. Check out the ends. Again, this is the raw, I think this is South Indian. I don't even remember. I've had it so long. I've literally had this hair since I did my hair. I've had this hair since April or May, I think. All right, but this is raw Indian from my line. I have in the equivalent of maybe 1.5 bundles, which is probably the equivalent of like 80 tips. Not a lot, not as much as I see other people get into their hair, but my hair just, we can't do all them tips, okay? But it has been, again, since October, I think, that I redid, like literally took them all out and completely redid my hair. I may have took some footage. If I did, I will insert it now. And if y'all didn't see anything, that means I didn't take any footage. But let me show you guys. So now they've grown out. It is officially, the last time I didn't move my beads up like I was supposed to. And I just ended up leaving them and then redid the whole thing. They need to be redone anyway because I need the sections better. But let me show you guys what the sections are looking like. Forgive me, I'm doing my voiceover in the car again, but as you guys can see, it is a hot mess up in here. Like, oh, child. I am a little proud of myself though, because even as messy as it is in here, my parting still looks pretty decent for this being my second time installing these. Or is it my third? It's my second. This particular set was my second time installing, but I still felt like I could get my sections smaller, which I ended up doing when I go ahead and replace all the links in the beads and refresh the whole style. But I know it's not just me. Do y'all ever notice how your hair always looks the best when it's dirty? All right, so I moved the camera. This setup actually works perfectly. And in that video, oh, okay. Now see, because it's time for me to do my hair. I don't even know where this just came from. I just pulled this piece out, being extra overzealous, but it didn't pull my hair out. So that's good. That just means it was loose. That means it was down far enough on my hair that it pulled out. So let me be careful doing the rest. When you have your micro lengths, make sure that you grip your hair first before you start brushing, because if you don't, you very well much can pull your hair out. All right. So I wanted to show, I showed y'all in that clip what it looked like with my hair just simply brushed and blended. No pressing, nothing, just is with my hair in its completely natural state with the micro lengths. Look at the blend. So the older your micro lengths get, the more it looks like your hair. The more it looks like your hair. Because these micro lengths are old, child. I'm sorry, I'm just trying to brush my hair because my hair itself is very dry, so I have to be careful. But let me just brush it for it. This is my side, one side just brushed, which is typically what I do. I just brush it and pull it into a ponytail. I just brush it and pull it into a ponytail. This side is not brushed. Okay, see the difference? And I still have my length. I still have my length. Can I trim my ends? Yes, but I still have my length. I still have my length from when I put these in. We're just gonna brush the other side. So now this video I have to do in multi parts. So right now I'm just showing you guys the before, what it looks like, how the hair looks like. Just again, show you again what my sections look like. Ain't no dreading going on. There's no tingling going on, except for my hair at the back of my neck. I take such bad care of my hair. It's terrible. I'm just brushing out my leave out. Just brushing out my leave out. I very well could use another texture release on my edges, but we're not that pressed about it. All right. So I have an appointment to go to today. So we're just gonna put this into a ponytail and a hat. And then the next part of the video, y'all gonna see me, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm going to move my lengths up, clean my sections and move my lengths up. Just showing you guys what my hair looks like pulled back in a ponytail. And so you can see that's those two sides that I was telling you that I need to fix. But the hair blends better the older the style is. I don't know, but that's just raw hair for you. Okay, and I will have it available for sale for you guys. All right, I promise. All right, so ponytail check. I can't really see it in the camera to see if any links are showing through, but I know for a fact that the ones at the front, when I originally placed them, I placed the bead too far down on the tip. So let me show you. So see how on this one, the bead is literally at the top of the tip? That is how you make sure that when your links lay flat, they lay flat and that you don't see them poking through the hair. But I know for a fact, these ones up here, the bead is too far down on the tip. So I have to really make sure to maneuver those to make sure that they're in, especially when I pull my hair and it's not, especially when I pull my hair and it's straight. Like with my hair not being super straight, it actually makes my hair blend better because all the texture. But if my hair was pressed bone straight, then I would be having to fumble and fiddle with the tips over here because they're too far down. But I'm gonna fix all that when we move them up, and we're gonna be back when I get to the next location to show you guys how I move the beads up. And then after we move the beads up, then we're going to wash the hair, do all that stuff to the hair, and get it looking back like hot girl season. Okay. All right, y'all, now it's time for us to get into the nitty gritty, which y'all have been waiting for, the actual tutorial. So here I'm showing you guys how to re-tip your Itips. Yes, you can do that. In this first one, I heated it up with the iron and I just rolled it between my fingers, and I'm going to show you guys a couple of times how I do this. And then I just made sure to cut off any scragglers. But then I went ahead and I just started melting keratin and adding new keratin. This right here was just the easiest way, because sometimes with just melting the tip, it's not enough keratin on there to remelt and retwist. So I ordered these keratin beads off of Amazon. I will have all the links for everything that I purchased. If I have a link, it will be in the description box. Things be in the description box, y'all. Y'all need to be starting to go on these people's pages and look in the description box, because y'all be asking questions about this, that, and the third, and it be in the description box. I have a ton of information in the description box. But anyway, you just melt the little keratin bead. It only takes like maybe 10-15 seconds. I like to close my iron just a little bit so it gets the heat from the top and the bottom. And then I take my tip and I drag it through the keratin while it's closed. Not too much, not too long, because I don't want it super, super, super hot. And then I just roll it between my fingers. There is also a heating tool that you guys can use for re-tipping your I-tips and what you would use for doing K-tips, but I could not find mine, and the whole time it was in the trunk. But anyway, now I'm just sectioning off my hair, trying to get all my loose edges out of the way so that I can start parting. This back section, I already knew was going to need extra help because these tips came out early on after the install. They were not secure enough, so they slid out. So I had to like really go in with some like surgical precision to figure out where my lines were supposed to be and put these lines back together. That whole section that you guys see was all missing tips, but now I'm just taking out the beads. I'm replacing all of my beads. Be careful when you're loosening your beads not to retighten it in the other direction, and then comb out any of your dead hair from your hair being up. My hair was up for quite some time, so it was a bit matted than it should have been, but I just took my time detangling, and this is probably the longest part of the process, is me having to detangle each section of hair before I could install another I-tip on it. Getting your sections as neat and as clean as possible is key. I actually watched one video where the girl actually said that you didn't have to focus on creating perfect sections, and I just have to personally disagree. If you're doing this DIY and you don't really know how to part a section, I advise that you get somebody to help you or just pay to get the service done, because if your sections are not neat, at least you're parting, then you run the risk of your hair tangling into itself and into another bead, and that's what's going to end up ripping and pulling your hair out, and ultimately you might pull out a whole link with all the hair in it. And that's one of the reasons why people say that microlinks are not healthy or good for the hair. Usually it's because the parting is janky. So I got my part as neat as possible. My lines are not straight entirely, but the sections are neat. It doesn't look like it because my hair is kinky, but I'm just saying, just if you don't take nothing else from me, make sure you're parting your sections as neat as you possibly can. I'm going to go in from a couple of different angles so you guys can see, but you're taking your hair, you're pulling it through your loop, and then you're pulling your bead up and pulling your hair through the bead. This is how you're securing your bead onto your hair. See how it looks there? You're going to clamp your I-tip in, and I'm going to show you up close of where the best placement for your bead and your tip is going to be. So not too close to the root. Make sure you still have space to lift your hair up and down, move it side to side. Make sure you're moving it all around so that it feels comfortable. If you feel any tension, take that bead loose and pull it down some on your hair. Now, again, I am not a professional stylist, and I have this one girl that I follow, and she does beautiful installations that look nothing like mine. But of course, I can't see the back of my head. here I'm showing you guys the difference between the copper bead and the copper bead with the silicone. So the one that I'm pointing to has no silicone and is my preference. The next one, the first two that I did, have silicone, and as you can see, when I squeeze the beads, the silicone kind of squeezes out, and then of course when you go to flat iron your hair, it melts. So the preference is yours as to what you want to use, but my preference is the copper without the silicone, and I also feel like for me personally it gives me a better hold. But you want to make sure that your bead is down kind of towards like the part for the bottom row, if that makes any type of sense. And then hopefully I'll be able to show you guys again, but my bead falls in my parts, not like on the hair. Hopefully y'all can just get the idea of what I'm talking about by watching. Alright, this is my bottom back row completed, and I still feel like the sections could have been smaller as far as top to bottom, not necessarily side to side. But hey, it is what it is. We're still learning. The following clips are going to be me attempting to show you guys how to remove your links, detangle your hair, and reinstall your tips and your beads. So pay attention, slow it down if you need to, pause it. Let me know if this was clear and cohesive for you in the comments below. Again, please keep in mind, I am not a professional stylist. I am showing you guys how I've installed my microlink Itips, and if this looks like something that you would like to try, then I'm basically saying you are doing this at your own discretion. Yes, I see my hair in my comb. Again, my hair was highly tangled, so I really had to work to get it detangled, and honestly I've been treating my hair like crap, so don't necessarily do as I do with keeping your links in so long without maintenance. All right, please keep in mind, when it comes to your sections, you want your section of your natural hair to be about just as much hair as in your I-tip. Okay, you don't want it more, you don't want it less. If it's less, your tip and your bead can slide off. If it's more, your hair may not blend properly. All right, I like to slide my tip all the way to the scalp and then inch it back down to a comfortable position before securing my bead. Again, slow it down, speed it up, whatever you need to do in order to get this, but hopefully you can see what it is that I'm doing here. And technically you would be holding your hair down close to the scalp when you're clamping your beads for the most blended effect. But again, I was just doing what I do. I was tired. I had been doing my hair for some time, and this is what I was doing. All right, but hey, again, do this at your own risk. All right, I just had to stop and do a little happy dance because I'm just finally to the end. It is the last section. It is the last section. And let me just say, yeah, I'm in the same clothes, but baby, it's day 2. This is day 2, okay? Day 2. Yesterday, I think I worked on my hair for 5 hours. 5 hours. I think today we're running up on maybe 4 hours. And before you be like, well, why are you wearing the same thing? Because I literally had like 3 minutes to get out of the house. So I just grabbed what was next to me and jetted out the door. But we are on the last motherfucking row. And not only are we finally on the last row, but there's 9 pieces here. And I literally only have 9 beads left. That was just God. It's only God. That was it. I forgot to record what the final bead installation looked like, but this is from the next day after I washed my hair. Make sure you watch part 2 to see how I shampooed my hair, blow dried it, and ultimately styled it, or didn't.